Howdy, hey party people. It is D Peeps from Peeps Collectibles, and today, look what we got here. We got two arena starter kits. And this is actually a product that I think it's great for, getting new people into Magic, having two like little pre-con decks like this that you and your buddy who are just learning how to play can battle against each other with these, and you get codes in each one that you can then use to redeem on Arena, and there's two codes, and the price point. I think the MSRP for these is what, like $15, right? So I mean, less than $10 between you and a friend to get a little pre-con deck and learn how to play the game. I think is pretty neato. So yeah, the reason I'm opening these today, this one right here, the 2021 starter kit. I've bought so many of these. At least like 100 in the past year and a half, and I started doing it. There's a seller on eBay called Central Iowa Resellers, and they had like a lot of four of these for something around like $20 after tax. Like I said, like a year and a half ago is when I started. And yeah, at that point, I was like, $5 a unit for one of these things, and I knew Hullbreaker Horror was in here. And at that point, I mean, I think he was still like $5 a piece or something. But there was like that, and Welcoming Vampire, Thundering Raiju's all right, Extraction Specialist, Fading Hope in the uncommon slot, with Angelic Overseer as a common, three of those. I mean, that's just a pretty solid card. And the fact that you get two arena codes in each one, which when I first bought it, I didn't know that you could only redeem one. So I was thinking like, oh, I could buy a bunch of these and what's the chess thing called, the vault or whatever in that, if I redeem enough, when you get extra copies, you start getting progression towards the vault. So I was like, oh, maybe I can get some vault progression or whatever. But it turns out I could only do one, and that actually worked out for the best because I found someone on eBay, and I think their like username's literally like MTG Arena Codes, who I just sell the codes to for like $1 a pop. So I mean, you can't if you don't, even think what's the most I'd pay for one of these? $7, $8, right? Even at that price point, if you're selling just the digital code that comes with these for $2, you know what I'm saying? Do the math here. This is a pretty solid investment. Now this one over here, the 2020 starter kit, I haven't actually opened one of these. There was one time when I bought a lot of four of those that this was randomly replaced one of them by accident. And what was it? A few weeks ago, Amazon had these on sale for like $6.50 or something, limited time deal thing. And I try to pick up at least a few of those every time I see it on there for like $7. And right now they still have the spring sale going on. These are down to $10 pop, and it's been like a week now. It's still on sale, so I'm wondering if there's any value there. And obviously, anytime that I get pre-con decks explicitly with the purpose of cracking open them and like flipping them, I'll just go to like Goldfish and see what the actual EV is, and if the EV is over 100% what the price is, then I might be more inclined. And of course, like it has to be over 100% and not just like consolidated in bulk, right? Because 10-cent card not really worth 10 cents. Bulk is not really worth that actually anything. But anyway, yeah, it's a lot of talking. let's let's look at what's inside of these. Shut my yapper for a minute here, and let's enjoy the product. All right. So I mean, not really anything there. So starting off, we get oh my god, well that sleeve is lost to the world there. We get two foils here. We got Welcoming Vampire, Thundering Raiju. Oh wow, we got slippery fingers today. All right. And yeah, let's check out these little decks here now. Like I said, outside of the rares, and then like just a few of the code over yonder. So we got Extraction Specialist, Dream Shackle guys, Hullbreaker Horror. Like I said, he was really the main selling point for me in getting this. He was like literally about the same price at the time as this entire thing. So it was like, okay, this is a pretty good deal. Consuming Tide, and even like this card, right? If you haven't seen Consuming Tide, 4 mana sorcery. Each player chooses a non-land permanent they control. Return all non-land permanents not chosen this way to their owner's hand. Then you draw a card for each opponent who has more cards in their hand than you. Not, obviously not like a Cyclonic Rift, but that's still a somewhat solid card, right? I mean, it's not just like a complete shit bulk rare. That actually could see some play. Now, the majority, like I said, the majority of the cards in the common, uncommon slot here, just draft chaff. Angelic Overseer, that's, one of the standout ones. Was awesome and limited. 3 mana, 2/1 flyer. When it ETBs, you gain a life and draw a card. Can't go wrong with that, right? And Kill Shot's not too bad. And Fading Hope, that's our other one there. Always a nice card. 1 mana instant, return target creature to its owner's hand. If its mana value is 3 or less, scry 1. Then you got your non-basic lands here, and every now and again these mix them up with the plains there. But you get a play set of Tranquil Cove. Not terrible, especially if you're a new player. Personally, for me, I don't play any of these ETB gain a life lands. Maybe in a multicolor deck that's centered around life gain. In that case, maybe, but for the most part, it's not really worth it in my opinion. And then you get your basic lands, and like even these, like I'll sell like a lot of 100 of any of these basic lands for like $2-3 a pop, which it's not much. You get I think 12 plains, 11 islands, and the other one it's like 12 mountains and 11 forests. It's the other way. No, I think it's 12 mountains and 11 forests. So every like 8 or 9 or 10 of these, you get 100 of 4 different basic lands, and you're making an extra buck or two. I mean, it is what it is. It works out at that incredibly cheap price point. I'm not making millions over here with this, but it's just another thing to add to that little portfolio. We got Ascendant Pack Leader. And the wolves are big now, right? Creepy Hook Tier, pretty much a bulk rare. Topiary Stomper, that's one I forgot to mention in the beginning. That's a card that's taken off a lot more. I think it's stabilized a good bit. Pretty sure playsets now is like $10. But with the release of Ixalan, everyone wants more dinosaurs now. Glorious Sunrise, pretty solid little enchantment there, right? 5 mana, beginning of combat of your turn, you choose one. Your creatures get +1/+1 and trample until end of turn. You can give a land, tap, add green until end of turn. Draw a card if you control a creature with power 3 or greater, or gain 3 life. A lot of decent modal options there. And it triggers the first turn it comes down, as long as you play it in your first main phase and opponent doesn't remove it before combat. So solid enchantment. And again, a lot of these commons and everything are pretty bulky, but yeah, Braid, I always forget that this is in here too. Because I mean, I have at least like 50 play sets of a Braid still from cracking these damn things. But I mean, that Braid's still a solid instant to this day. Originally from Amonkhet, if I'm remembering correctly, but a 2 mana instant, deal 3 to a creature or destroy an artifact. I mean, it's a good modal ability on a cheap interaction spell. Another play set of the tapped lands. Let's see, was I right? 5, 10, 12. Yeah, that was right. 12, and then let's see, is it 11 of the other ones? 5, yeah, 11. All right. So yeah, same thing with the other deck there. You get 12 plains, 11 islands, and 4 dual lands. So yeah, if you're a new player, this is a pretty solid little thing to get. And if you can find it on the cheap, honestly, I mean, it's not bad picking up quite a few of these. Now let's move on to this guy here, the 2020 starter kit. And yeah, I won't, depending on what's in here, I might order another 3 of these through Amazon. And again, the reason buying 4 is you can make you guarantee that you can make play sets of like any of the rares. So even like the bulkier rares there that might only sell for like 25 cents, like, at least having like a play set of 4, you might be able to sell it for like $2 instead of, literally having them sit around and do nothing. What is this? What is that dust? What the F is on there? Where did that come from? Very strange. All right. Get a little, sure that the hands are clean. That was weird. Okay. Let's see our first little foil here. Cyclone Summoner. 7 mana, 7/7 giant wizard. When he enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hand except for giants, wizards, and lands. All right. You got a giant deck that does the thing. All right. We got a Strixhaven card here, the Dragon's Guard Elite. 2 mana, 2/2 human druid with Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy it into a sorcery, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. And for 6, you could double the number of 1/1 counters. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good, and especially nowadays with all the 1/1 counter synergies that are out there. That's not bad. What is up with slippery Mr. Fingers here today? We're gonna start with this one actually, because Mind Flayer is that's a cool card. I do like my Mind Flayers. I like my horrors and I like my Mind Flayers. The last D&D campaign I played, there was a Mind Flayer who was a real asshole, and I snuck into his room and like flooded it while he was gone, and dude got so triggered. Yeah, fuck Mind Flayers, they're assholes. All right, yeah. So this one, like a control magic, a 5 mana, 3/3. You take one of your opponent's creatures for as long as he stays out there. Arnie Brokenbrow. I know the aftermath version of this guy. I don't know what this one does. Let's see. A 3 mana, 3/3 haste with boast. For 1, you may change his base power to 1 plus the greatest power among other creatures you control. All right, pretty solid, and it's legendary. Could build a deck around that. Calamity Bearer, 4 mana, 3/4. If a giant source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage. All right, I mean, already the makings here for a cool giant deck. Ooh, Archmage Emeritus. Oh shit, really? This guy's in here? Okay, well now I'm already sold. I wish I would have bought these sooner, because yeah, no, that's a solid card right there. These guys are like, I think, $5 a pop now. 4 mana, 2/2 with Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card. And if you got I was gonna say Elite Trainer Box. That's Pokemon. What are they called? Not Fat Packs anymore. Is it Bundle? It's Bundle now. Fat Pack was a cooler name. The Strixhaven Fat Pack had a foil promo version of this guy, which is the one I have in my Storm EDH deck with what's her Veyron, also from Strixhaven Commander decks. But damn, I mean, I don't know what these guys are worth. Mind Flayer is a cool card, and I mean, Archmage Emeritus already at $10 a pop for these. I mean, that's already like half of it right there. All right, let's see what else is here. And I'm not going to read through all these commons. If there's any particular one that sticks out that I know is like halfway decent. And Red Dragon's cool. I do like him. His ETB deals 4 damage to each opponent. It's a lot for 6. I had him in a Delina deck, which she's taken off recently, as have like a lot of the dice cards. Even, what is it, the Deck of Many Things. I refused to like sell any of those because they were like worth absolutely nothing. So started hoarding a few here and there, and now all of a sudden that card's actually worth more than like $1. But yeah, Delina, this guy's cool. I mean, making copies of this, and then he's dealing 4 to each opponent. And if you have anything like, what's that card called? Fiery Emancipation, right? Which does triple damage. I think it's any source you have, right? Who knows? But that, or Panharmonicon doubling ETBs, or who's the Elshnorn? Couldn't remember Elshnorn's name. Noob. Elshnorn doubling, Roaming Throne doubling. I mean, you have so many things that double ETBs, which 4 damage to each opponent. If you can start doubling that effect and making copies of this, like, yeah, this guy alone can wipe out a table. All right, we got Evolving Wilds, which I mean, if you're gonna give me a non-basic land that's like a bulk one, then it might as well be that one, right? All right. Oh, okay. Oh well. So actually, there wasn't another code back here. There was one in the other thing. I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be, because the only other starter kits I've done is the 2021 and then the Lord of the Rings one, and both of those you get a code with each of the individual decks. So who knows? Maybe I think this was their first time doing the arena starter kit as well. But all right, we got Orin Reef Ooze, we got Cragplate Baloth. Can't be countered. Hexproof haste. If he's kicked, he gets 4 extra 1/1s. Pretty mid. Cleaving Reaper. 5/3, 5 mana flying trample. Pay 3 life. Return Cleaving Reaper from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only if you had an Angel or Berserker enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Alright, I mean, not terrible. Asmodeus, I remember that guy from AFR. Let's see. Black Dragon, alright. Surrounded by an Evolving Wilds again. Alright. And no code. Okay, well, yeah. Honestly, yeah, nowhere near as exciting as the other starter kit. I'm guessing literally the only reason that this one's been holding solid at like 15 is because of Archmage Emeritus. I'm not sure if there's anything else here that really sticks out in value. That was the only card initially looking through these. But like I said, anytime I do like pre-con deck, that I try to buy lots of forward to make play sets and like sell singles and stuff like that. I'll always go to MTG goldfish and make sure there's at least a few standout cards that make it worth the while, which is what I did with the Lord of the Rings starter kits as well. Just because there were so many nice ones in there, like Bilbo's Ring and the Witch King, and even Sauron and the Aragorn and Arwen Wed cards, that it was like, all right, I mean, yeah, this seems like a pretty decent deal. But yeah, I'll probably buy like 3 more of these anyway, just to get a play set of Archmage Emeritus and maybe find something else in there while it is still on sale for the time being. So yeah, if you like Magic the Gathering, or if you've never played, then go on down to your local game store and buy an arena starter kit. I think they're actually going to be releasing one for this year for the cowboy set that's about to come out, because they already did detectives, and then I got to do like cowboys and aliens or whatever. But yeah, thanks for joining me yet again. I will see y'all next time. Deuces.